Hey guys, let's talk about tonight's episode of Scandal. And Olivia is at the trade. And we start off with her with the mask over her head, and she's about to be traded to the Iranians. And she really quickly thinks on her feet and she fabricates some ambush that's really not going to happen, but neither party really realizes that it's not about to happen, but she's able to get out of this trade unharmed. She pretends, well, she doesn't pretend to speak Farsi, but she does speak Farsi, and she tells the Iranians that there's an ambush and that they're planning on killing you once they get the money. And she's telling her people that they have people waiting to kill them once the trade is made. So everybody pretty much hightails it out of there as fast as they possibly can to avoid being killed. So that's pretty much how the episode starts. Now, here's the thing. We all know that Olivia Pope is not going to be killed, but we spend quite a bit of time with the CIA and Cyrus running around behind the president's back, discussing, taking out and neutralizing the threat. The threat being Olivia Pope. Because as they reiterate in this episode, as they did in last week's episode, she has very highly intelligent information. She knows about a lot of stuff in a whole bunch of different countries, and they figure that instead of trying to extract her, as the CIA head says to the president, there's about a 30% success rate that they're going to actually be able to extract Olivia Pope. And he's like, all right, cool, plan is to go then? And he walks out of the room, and everybody's looking at him like, did you not just hear what I said? But he doesn't care because it's Olivia Pope. And Cyrus, of course, being the man who is always going to do what is best for Cyrus, goes behind the president's back and decides that they need to take out Olivia Pope. He loves her. Sure, it's like the godmother of his daughter, but whatever, she needs to go. So they put together a plan, and of course, Abby is running around the White House trying to figure out what's going on. She's trying to talk to David Rosen. She's trying to talk to Cyrus, and nobody is telling her the truth. But then, of course, Cyrus pretty much reveals that Olivia's got to go. And did I ever feel that there was a moment when she was going to be actually killed in this episode? No. But all the puzzle pieces and the moving around I thought was actually pretty good. In last week's review, I said I thought Papa Pope was behind the whole thing and that he was the one who put up the $2 billion or $1 billion at the time. I was wrong. He's too busy fishing and basically saying that Olivia is dead to him. So he no longer has a daughter, according to Papa Pope, and he would rather spend his time fishing, not worrying about anything because the fish are unpredictable, unlike people who are very predictable. And he knew that they would come running to him for help, and he knew that Olivia would be in trouble, and he just knew everybody would be right where they are, but he doesn't care. So, of course, once Huck and the team lose the bidding to the Russians, it's go, baby, go, because Abby comes to OPA and she basically tells them that since they've lost, they will kill Olivia. Cyrus will kill her, and the CIA is going to get rid of Olivia Pope. So they all move with the quickness. And Jake goes to see Marie Wallace and to find out some information of where they can get... They just want information. And so he goes to see Marie. Cyrus does his little job there with the vice president, and he's basically sworn off killing. So like the title of the episode is No More Blood. That's what he vows. He says, you're right, no more blood. So when Quinn is pleading with him, please, no more blood, he's like, yeah, no, I'm good, I'm not going to kill anybody. He doesn't. He keeps his word, even though our lovely aide to the vice president goes to him and begs him to kill the vice president. He says, no, that's not me anymore. I'm not going to do it. So Lizzie Bear has to figure out another strategy. I don't know what she thinks she's going to be able to do. But when they realize that they've lost Olivia Pope, Huck goes a little nuclear, but not all the way nuclear. And I like the conversation that Jake had with him, even though it was kind of disturbing when he was talking about how he likes crushing bones or the sound of bones breaking, and that there's this warm, fuzzy place inside of him that he likes killing people, and the feeling of warm blood on his hands. I was like, okay, guys, you guys are a little too much here, you know? So he says, yes, but that scary place is locked away. It's way, you know, it never comes out. It doesn't reappear. And he's like, you need to figure out a way to keep your creepy side creepy away and hidden. And Huck Brady basically says Olivia is the only one who knew how to keep his spooky side hidden. And she's just not there. So, of course, Jake is like, well, you got to figure out how to do that all on your own, because it is not pretty when that comes out to play. So, of course, you know, Andrew was being Andrew, and he threatens Melly, pretty much saying that, listen, I can go away quietly right now, but I can always come out and drop some bombs about how rough you like your sex and how you like these names and how they turn you on. And, oh, dude, whatever. And she threatens him, or he threatens her, of course. And I like what she said to him. She's like, you're always basically coming in second. You're never the winner. And at this point, you have flown as high as you're going to fly. And if you try to fly any higher, you're going to get shot down. And then, of course, he tries to one-up her and says, I may never become president, but you won't either if I have anything to do with it. So this, of course, is not something that Melly wants to hear. So she goes to Lizzie Bear, and they concoct a plan to try to get and take down Andrew. And so this is how Cyrus then goes to him, sticks him with a needle in the back of the neck, and pretty much gives him a stroke. So Andrew, for now, is out of the picture, and that's a good thing, because he's just not very nice. So, of course, we have the team of crazies who are still trying to sell off Olivia Pope, and they do. And she goes for $2 million, like I said, and the Russians win out in the end. And so, of course, this is not what anybody wanted, but this is exactly what's going to take place. So now, of course, we're at the extraction, and Cyrus and the CIA are in their little room ready to drop a bomb over Olivia's head. And of course, you know, it's all tense and everything. And then Cyrus is like, wait, hold on, zoom in, wait, what? I know that guy. And then they show Olivia walking towards the man. And who is it? Steven! Steven from season 1. Yay! I really like Steven, and when he left the show after season 1, I was really bummed, because I really liked the dynamic that Olivia and him had, and, you know, I just thought he was a big loss to the team, because he was great, and, you know, he went off to do another really show, I won't talk about it. So when he showed up here, I was like, ooh, sweet, maybe he'll come back. And then, of course, when Olivia's like, you need to come back with me to Washington, and we could really use you, we need you, I'm like, yeah, we do, we really need you. So he turns her down, but I'm hoping that maybe, you know, a few episodes from now, he might return and think twice about his decision to say no to Olivia. But yeah, that was a really good reveal. And I like, you know, one of the things I think that Scandal does really well is they hold on to threads, and they make sense. Like, it makes sense that Steven would do this, and, you know, Abby contacting him through Interpol, and that he would be able to come and save Olivia. And I like that he says at the end, you know, you saved me before, and I'm glad I had the chance to save you. And that's one of the things with these gladiators, as much as I hate saying the word gladiator, that Olivia at one point saved all of them. And so they do feel that they always owe her, that they'll go over a cliff and they'll do all these things for her. And it's nice to see that finally somebody was able to really return the favor and save her. So that was kind of cool. I also got a real chuckle out of it when Abby was talking to Cyrus afterwards, and he was like, yeah, nice job. She's like, nice job. And he's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I guess gladiator to the end. And he's like, what's a gladiator? Kind of like that, because it's like, yeah, seriously, why would anybody else know what a gladiator is if you're not part of OPA? So I thought that was really cute. Again, you know, seeing Papa Pope by the lake fishing, whatever. But his little rant, he's always got a rant. His rant, of course, goes into the classic books of Papa Pope's rants. So we'll give him that. So of course, Olivia is returned safe and sound. She gets back to her apartment, and of course, Huck is putting like 4 deadbolts on her front door, which is awesome. And I really did like the hug that he gives her right before he leaves. And he's like, I really did think they were going to chop you up and cut you into little pieces and burn your body. And he's like, I'm so glad that didn't happen. And she's like, me too. It's just, and that's the thing. At least he's honest with her. Because hello, that's exactly what he said in last week's episode, right? So I like that he was honest with her. And you always just know that they have this bond. And like Quinn says, I know that everyone thinks that you're her puppy, but you're mine too, or whatever, whatever. But at the end of the day, Huck will do anything for Olivia, and we all know that. So it's nice to see that they're all back together again. I thought it was kind of weird that she was all like, yeah, Jake, you can go. And he just gave her a little peck on the cheek. It's like, dude, you haven't seen your girl in like days, weeks maybe. Like, hello, could you give her a little bit more than that? I don't know. Team Jake, you're flopping here. So then, of course, once they all leave, then we hear another